Many regard Sigma males to be the lone wolves of the pack due to their reticence and intelligence. They enjoy intellectual challenges and are stimulated by anything that requires them to use their intelligence. Avoid giving children questions that need a simple yes or no response. They will become bored rapidly. They make judgments based on reason rather than emotion, and they constantly appear to be one step ahead of everyone else. Nevertheless, despite their many wonderful qualities, there are certain things that should never be spoken to a Sigma male. Number 1. Can you not just be normal? Sigma males are distinctive individuals with a distinct worldview. They're generally viewed as unusual, but that's because they don't conform to society's standards of normalcy, and they're fine with it. In fact, they flourish in circumstances where they can be themselves without having to adapt to the expectations of others. When you advise a Sigma male to be normal, you are effectively instructing them to conceal their natural nature and embrace a herd mentality as opposed to being their own individual. It's not that they're opposed to being part of a group. They simply prefer to do things on their own terms, and you should never attempt to change that. This is not their natural way of thinking, and they will likely dislike you for forcing them to do it. Sigma males are autonomous thinkers who place their own viewpoint above all others, hence, urging them to be normal is ineffective. Number 2. You are excessive pondering. This Sigma males are well known for their profound cognitive processes and focus. Therefore, telling them they are overthinking something is equivalent to asking a fish to stop swimming. It is simply not going to occur. They make judgments by analyzing the problem from every perspective, and they won't change their methods simply because you believe they're overanalyzing. Therefore, they are frequently immersed in their own thoughts. They are only attempting to comprehend everything. If you want to attract their attention, you'll need to say something that truly piques their curiosity, because their mind is always busy, even when they're not actively thinking about anything. People frequently misinterpret their contemplation for boredom when, in fact, it is just the reverse. When a Sigma gets bored, it is because they have figured out everything and have nothing left to excite their intellect. Don't hesitate to change the subject or go on if you find yourself in a discussion with someone that seems to be going nowhere. Telling them to stop thinking so much is equivalent to telling them to stop being themselves, which is unacceptable. Number 3. Could you just clarify it again? Sigma males are not the sort of men who are tolerant of lengthy explanations. This is due to the fact that their mind processes many concepts quickly, and stopping them from speaking might disturb their mental process. They frequently speak rapidly and might be difficult to understand if you're not used to it. This is because they wish to disseminate their thoughts as rapidly as possible in order to move on to the next task. Requiring someone to explain things again will just aggravate them. They may even assume you have no interest in what they're discussing. Sigma males dislike being had to repeat themselves or go over anything several times. This is due to the fact that they respect their time and do not wish to spend it on others who cannot keep up. They are already doing their best to explain, so asking them to do it once again would simply irritate them. Number 4. You are too silent. Sigma males are not the sort of men who feel compelled to fill every moment of stillness with conversation. They are accustomed to stillness and frequently utilize it to consider things through. Sigmas reflect light. People who prefer to take their time before speaking will become agitated if they are forced to speak quickly. They despise small chat and would much prefer have an in-depth discussion about something important. Because they don't feel the need to participate in idle conversation, they are sometimes perceived as distant or even unpleasant. The fact is that they just do not see the relevance. They would rather conserve their energy for endeavors that are truly worthwhile. Being extroverted and boisterous is not required to be a Sigma. In reality, the majority of them choose to remain anonymous and let their deeds speak for themselves. Attempting to encourage them to speak more will just annoy you. Number 5. Simply adhere to the guidelines. Males of the Sigma fraternity are notoriously defiant, so it should come as no surprise that they dislike restrictions. They have a unique perspective on the world, which frequently causes them to oppose authority. They are not intentionally causing difficulties. They just cannot understand the purpose in mindlessly following rules that make no sense. In their thoughts, if something is illogical, it is generally not worth pursuing. When dealing with a Sigma, this can be irritating for people in positions of power, but it is crucial to realize that they are only attempting to view things from their own perspective. Sigma males often have a strong sense of justice, so if they perceive an injustice, they will likely speak up or take action. Although this may not always be the greatest course of action, it is their way of attempting to improve the world. Number 6. This is too challenging for you. Intellectual difficulties energize Sigma males. If you tell someone that something is too difficult, they will likely view it as a personal challenge and persist until they figure it out. They have an aptitude for learning quickly and comprehending complicated subjects. Therefore, it is an insult to state that something is beyond their capabilities. Not because they believe they are smarter than you, but because they know you can't assess someone's talents unless you've observed them in action. They believe that if they are unable to do something, it is because they have not worked hard enough. So instead of giving up, they will persist until a solution is found. For Sigma, being trapped, constrained, or controlled in any manner is incredibly frustrating. However, this is simply how they function. If you find yourself in a circumstance where you want assistance, do not hesitate to approach a Sigma male for assistance. As long as you do not attempt to favor them, they will likely be more than willing to assist you. Number 7. Why aren't you smiling? Sigma males prioritize authenticity above all else, and they are not hesitant to express it. Encouraging someone to grin more is essentially equivalent to telling them to be someone they are not. It is an inappropriate statement that will only make them feel awkward. They are not naturally prone to grin or laugh frequently, even when they find something amusing. This does not imply that they lack a sense of humor, they simply do not express it in the same manner as others. You should only anticipate a real grin from someone. Do not take it personally if they do not smile back at you. They simply are not wired that way. Often, Sigma males are perceived as emotionless and remote, however this is not usually the case. They can be quite caring and empathetic, but they exhibit it in a manner that is unique to them. Number 8. You are not competent. This is about the worst thing a Sigma male could ever hear. They pursue perfection in all of their endeavors and will not accept anything less. Telling someone they are not good enough is essentially a suggestion that they abandon their aspirations. It is an affront to all they stand for, and it will certainly provoke them to become more resolute. Normally, Sigma males have little interest in proving you incorrect, but if you are a close friend or family member, this may change. It might be a close friend, relative, or love partner. If you are someone they care about, telling them they are not good enough is equivalent to not having faith in them. This is the most certain method of losing their respect and confidence. Although you may not intend it adversely, you should avoid saying this to anyone at all costs. This is not the proper method for motivating a Sigma. Try telling them what you believe in instead. And are certain they can accomplish everything they set their minds to. This may appear insignificant, but it will mean the world to them. They will appreciate your encouragement, which will encourage them to continue. Number 9. However, everyone is doing it. Sigma males are men who march to the beat of their own drummer. They do not care what others think or do and will not allow others to control their actions. Therefore, informing them that everyone is doing something would not encourage them to participate. In actuality, it will likely have the opposite impact. This will immediately make them more skeptical and raise suspicions about the scenario. They will begin to question why everyone is doing it and whether they are being kept in the dark about anything. Once Sigma males begin to question anything, they will not stop until they discover the truth. Just because something has always been done in a certain way does not imply that it is the optimal method. Sigma males are very autonomous individuals that respect their independence. They dislike being told what to do, particularly by someone attempting to make them conform to the majority. If you want to gain their favor, you should let them make their own decisions. Number 10. Do not attempt to encourage them with. Sigmas are not the sort of men who are motivated by praise or acknowledgement. They would like to be admired for their successes rather than their effort. This is because they have a high opinion of themselves and do not require validation from others. They will feel uneasy and possibly a bit annoyed if you praise them. They did not do their actions for acclaim. They did it because they want success. Sigma males are adept in reading people and can detect fake comments. They are not receptive to attempts to flatter them since they are aware of the tactic's purpose. If you want to earn their respect, it's best to be straightforward and provide constructive criticism. It is a waste of time and energy to try to encourage a Sigma male with praise. They will not respond in the manner you desire. Number 11. You should simply quit up. Even in the midst of hardship, Sigma males are tenacious and resilient individuals who never give up on their ambitions. Once they set their minds on anything, they will not give up until they do it. Therefore, urging them to surrender is equivalent to encouraging them to accept defeat. This is the most certain approach to encourage them to maintain their position. Their inner motivation is powerful, and they will not allow anybody or anything to stand in their way, regardless of how they may appear. S are very sensitive individuals. Particularly when it comes to their desires and aspirations, they experience intense emotion. It is an easy way to hurt their feelings and harm your relationship with them if you tell them to give up. If you do not share their point of view, it might be difficult to comprehend why this is such a significant problem. If you don't want to bring them a great deal of anguish, you should avoid saying this at all costs. The persistence of Sigma males is one of the factors that contributes to their success. Number 12. You are too opinionated. Sigma males are recognized for having strong ideas that they do not hesitate to express. This is sometimes viewed as a bad quality, yet it is really an indication of their confidence. If a Sigma has taken the time to make a comment, it is likely that they have given it significant consideration. First, they are unafraid to express their thoughts, even if it means going against the grain. If something is worth saying, it should be spoken loudly and clearly. This kind of candor may be difficult for some to bear, but it is simply their nature. If you cannot tolerate someone with an opinion, he is probably not the appropriate person for you. They are often quite quiet and remain in the background, but when they do speak, their comments carry considerable weight. When a Sigma expresses an opinion, they often do so because they firmly believe what they are expressing. Since this is the case, if you find yourself on the receiving end of Sigma's opinion, realize that it comes from a position of.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.